you the books that I got. So last week I got off of work early because my student had a minimum day, so I was able to get home nice and early. And so my boyfriend wanted to go down to Santa Monica to go to REI to get something, and I remembered that right near there is a used bookstore. And so of course, me being me was like, and so I always spend way too much time looking at all the books, and I did a little book haul, and I'm going to share with you the books that I got because I think they're just so fun and I'm so excited about it. I love getting new books, or I guess like used books, but they're all in pretty good shape and they were all pretty cheap too. I did get one book that's like brand new, but it was still discounted because it was at the used bookstore, and so I will share them with you because I don't know, I love watching book hauls and maybe you guys do too. So the first book, that's a newer book that I'm so excited about, is Dragons Love Tacos. So this is what it looks like. The story is just, it's such a cute story. I absolutely love it. I just think it's such a cute and fun story. So that's the first book I got. Definitely highly recommend it. It's just such a cute and fun story. I haven't read it with my student yet, but I do plan to read this with him next week. So yeah, it's such a fun story. I think he's really gonna like it, and I think there's a lot of different activities you can do with this book. So that's the first one I got. The next book. So when we went to the used bookstore, there was one book that I had in mind that I really wanted to get, and I don't know why, I just had this feeling that they were gonna have it. I don't know why, because it's a used bookstore and it's like, why would they have it? But they did, and I was so happy. So the book is How I Became a Pirate by David Shannon. And this is probably like my favorite book. I love this book. I actually read it for the first time last semester for one of my classes. We did tutoring as part of the class, and so I was with a 4th grade student who was at like a lower reading level, and so this book was at his reading level, and I found it in the classroom that we were in. It had a bunch of children's books, and so I picked it for us to read together, and I was just obsessed with it ever since, and I just knew I had to get it. And the student that I'm working with now is in 1st grade, and I just thought he would love this book. It's so fun. And I found something on Teachers Pay Teachers last year that was like a treasure map, and I really wanted to do it with my student, and so of course I had to. And yeah, if you haven't read this book, I highly recommend. It is the cutest book. I am obsessed with it, honestly. I read it with my student yesterday, and it was just so fun. He loves it. He loves books. He loves being read to, and I was just so excited to share this with him because he hadn't read it before. And then we did a little treasure map activity where we hid some of his Pokemon cards, and then he made a map of where he hid it, and we colored it in together, and then we went and looked for his cards, and it was just super fun. And yeah, so that's How I Became a Pirate. Definitely my favorite book that I got. And so another book by David Shannon is A Bad Case of Stripes by David Shannon. And this is another one of my favorite books. I feel like a lot of people know this book, but if you don't, it's about this girl, Camilla, who has a very bad case of stripes and is just constantly changing. And it is just such a sweet and cute book, great for social emotional learning. And I wasn't looking for this book, but I saw it and it was literally only like $2, and I was like, okay, I have to get it because I don't have it. I actually have a copy of it that I borrowed from my school library that I still have from last like March, because I borrowed it and then we got shut down for coronavirus, and I haven't gone back since. And so I still have that book, but I do need to return it. So now I have my own copy. Yay. The next book I got was very relevant, and this was one of my favorite books growing up, so I knew I had to get it, which is Duck for President. And so again, so I went to the bookstore last Wednesday, so it was before the election, and I saw this book and I knew I had to get it because it's such a cute book and it's so relevant, and it was, again, this one was $6, but so worth it, and so I got it. And I read it with my student last week. I want to say I read it with him on Wednesday, and it was so cute. He really enjoyed it. Again, it's just a super fun book, telling you to vote. But yeah, and it's such a cute book, such a great way to like introduce kids to the concepts of voting and president and, you know, all of those kind of things. So yeah, that was super fun. And then actually, so I see him Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then Friday he told me that his teacher read him this book. And I was like, oh, I was like, how fun. I was like, well, did you tell her you just read it? And he was like, no. And I was like, well, was it nice to hear it again? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, awesome. So that was fun. And then the next book I got is called How Full Is Your Bucket? Looks like this. So you can see my like ring light in it. This book is so cute, and I actually last semester wrote a lesson using this book, but I didn't have it. We didn't actually teach the lesson or the unit, we just wrote it. And so I came up with the lesson on kindness and respect, and for one of the days of the lesson we were going to read this book and do an activity about filling our bucket. So then when I saw this, I was like, oh my god, I have to get this because I wrote a lesson on it, and it's just a book that I know I'm going to want to use in my classroom. And so it's such a cute book about kindness and filling your bucket. And then the other two books that I got are specifically for the student that I'm working with now. And so they are Magic Treehouse books. I got the Polar Bears, what is it called? Polar Bears Past Bedtime, and then Thanksgiving on Thursday, because the student that I'm with loves these books. He's been reading them. Yeah, so in class his teacher reads it to them a few days a week, and then he also has like 10 of these books that he reads with his family and that I also read with him, and so we'll do shared reading. And so when I saw them, they were literally $2. I was like, okay, I have to get these. And so since Thanksgiving's coming up, I thought this would be perfect, so we'll start this next week. And then this one also just seemed like a fun one. He loves animals. I didn't know if he had this one, and then he told me he does, so oh well. But he hasn't read this one, so this will be fun and appropriate for the holidays. So yeah, so that is my little book haul that I did last Wednesday. Got so many awesome new books that I am so excited about. I love getting new books. It makes me so happy. So yeah, that was a fun little day last week. This semester has just been so stressful. Life is just stressful. It was just really nice to go to Santa Monica and go to the bookstore and find all these awesome books. It just kind of took my mind off of the million other things that I have to do, and it was just really, really fun. I think I'm just gonna end the video there. I was gonna make it into a day in the life vlog, but I feel like maybe it'll just be a short little book haul video. So yeah, I think that'll be it for this video. If you like it, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and it would mean so much to me if you decided to subscribe to my channel. I do plan on posting videos more frequently. I know I keep saying that, and then it'll be a few weeks before I post a new video, but I'm inspired. I have a lot of video ideas, and I want to do more vlogs, day in the life. But if you have any video requests, please leave them down below in the comments, and also feel free to follow along on my Instagram, because I do post on that at least once a week, but I post on it very often to update you guys. So I will link that down below. Have an amazing day and stay safe. Bye.